Tonight, a number of Republican congressmen have been very critical of Donald Trump. Joining us now from Washington is one of them, Louie Gohmert from Texas. So you have said that you will not support Trump until he apologizes to Ted Cruz. Is that correct?
Well, that has been my concern. He had said some very hurtful things. I mean, it's one thing, Bill, to say somebody's short or they're low energy, but when you attack their integrity, which, as Steve King had said back in January, that's where Trump's going to have to go after Ted, because besides his intelligence, that's his strongest asset. And boy, did he go after it, and unfortunately it stuck. But I do think he owes Ted an apology. But more than that right now, Bill, we're going through a process. It happened after Romney appeared to get the nomination, or he was on his way to getting that. It happened after our friend John McCain appeared to get the nomination. I mean, with Romney, he had been on both sides of a number of issues.
Yeah, but it's nothing like this, Congressman. You know that. It's real personal now. But is Cruz a friend of yours? Is that why you... Okay, so he's a...
Well, I mean, I got to know him much better. I mean, I've known him for a number of years,
right,
but not as close as I'd gotten to him during this campaign.
Well, let me submit this to you.
To his family, that's very personal.
Okay, and that's what it's all about now. It's personal. Look, he calls
it's about
Cruz.
The country.
Yeah,
it's about what's best for the country.
A lot of the opposition to Donald Trump is personal. Cruz, okay, the Bushes are all personal. McCain about the POW stuff, personal. Lindsey Graham, personal. All of that is personal. Marco Rubio, personal.
I didn't get on the McCain bandwagon. I was concerned about his position on amnesty, and frankly, I was concerned about the language he used.
This is more personal than issues. I'll submit to you that...
Well, no, this reminds me a lot of McCain. I had to be assured that he was not going to explode and use the F word like he had to John Cornyn, and I needed to be assured that Trump is also not going to be degrading women, and he's going to truly
but again, that goes back to the personal. See, what I see is there are people like you in the Republican Party who don't like his style. Now, let's talk about what happened today.
Actually, I was all in favor of his style. I loved his political incorrectness, and you, above all people, know how our culture has been under attack. You wrote about it, and you pointed it out before most people did. So I've loved the way he's defended our culture and been very politically incorrect, but there are limits to what is appropriate and what isn't, and Trump has exceeded those boundaries. So we're talking about saving the country. I can put aside all kinds of personal issues for what's best for the country.
And that's where it's coming now.
And that's where we need to be.
So what's the buzz about the meeting today between Trump and Ryan and the other GOP leaders? What's the buzz?
Well, I think the buzz is that it was a very good meeting. I was surprised how many people came down on Paul. You know, I've been very upset with Paul on some of the issues, but it was a wise thing to say, I'm not there yet. I mean, Trump himself wrote the book on the art of the deal. He knows he has no respect, as he's pointed out before, for somebody that comes in and has something another party wants, and you just bow down and worship them. You negotiate. You don't just bow down and worship. And that's what Paul was I think, appropriately doing. So I understand they had a good meeting. Paul laid out some things. These are important to the country. We want to make sure you're there. You know, you've been both sides of the pro-life issue. We want to make sure that you're aware. You said you were most. Those are important things, Bill.
I think that in the end, as I said in the Talking Points memo this evening, Republican Party is going to have to come together. They're going to lose. So that's a decision you have to make. Hey, Congressman, always good to talk to you. And we appreciate your candor. Thank you.
Well, thank you.